Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRIENDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying any attention to the NFL landscape this offseason, you already know that the NFC East is shaping up to be one of the most competitive divisions in years. The Commanders, coming off a season that showed flashes of brilliance, but also some glaring weaknesses, are now facing a pivotal offseason where every move could define their future. And one of the most talked about areas of concern and opportunity is their cornerback position. It's no secret that in today's NFL, having a lockdown corner can be the difference between a playoff run and an early exit. With the division featuring dynamic receivers like A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb, and Malik Neighbors, the Commanders need to reinforce their secondary if they want to truly contend. Despite adding some pieces like Marshawn Lattimore and Mike Sainristil, many analysts and fans alike believe the team still needs a big-name veteran cornerback to truly elevate their defense. The logic is simple. You want someone who's not just talented, but who's also a proven game changer, someone who can shut down the league's top receivers when it counts most. Now, there's been a lot of speculation about potential trade targets, and one name that's been floated around quite a bit is Jalen Ramsey. The Miami Dolphins are expected to move him early this week, possibly as soon as Monday morning, and that could shake up the entire market for top-tier corners. But as intriguing as Ramsey is, there's another player out there who might be just as impactful, and he's available at a more manageable price. That player is Jaire Alexander, the star cornerback from the Green Bay Packers. And here's where things get really interesting for the Commanders. According to sources like CBS Sports, Cody Benjamin, Washington might be eyeing Alexander as a low-risk, high-reward addition to their secondary. Now, Alexander has been considered one of the premier cover men in the league since he was drafted out of Louisville in 2018. He's a two-time Pro Bowler, he's accumulated 12 career interceptions, and even though injuries have hampered him at times, when healthy, he's nearly impossible to beat. His skill set is exactly what teams need to lock down some of the division's top receivers, and his price might be more attractive than ever. The Packers have been pretty clear about their intentions this offseason. They've publicly hinted at splitting ways with Alexander, either through a trade or a release, especially if they can't come to an agreement on a new contract. The latest reports suggest that Green Bay might have a new contract offer on the table, but if Alexander refuses to take a pay cut, they could save a significant amount of cap space by trading or releasing him after June 1. That deadline is critical because, after June 1, the Packers could save up to $17 million by moving on from him, a substantial figure that shows how much they're willing to cut costs if needed. Now, let's talk about Jaire Alexander's value. Since he entered the league in 2018, he's been a consistent force in the Packers' secondary. Even with the injury setbacks, he's shown flashes of dominance that make quarterbacks think twice before throwing his way. His cover skills are elite. He has a knack for reading routes, closing quickly, and making plays on the ball. His 12 interceptions in just a handful of seasons speak volumes about his playmaking ability. And while he's not always on the field due to injuries, when he is, he's one of the most respected corners in the league. For the Commanders, that potential addition is tempting. They already have a solid foundation in their secondary, but adding a player like Alexander could be the piece that pushes them over the edge. Imagine a defense that includes him, paired with some promising young talent and veteran leadership. It's exactly the kind of move that can turn a good team into a great one. Plus, with Alexander's injury history, his current market value might be lower than his true talent level, making him a bargain for a team willing to take a chance. And let's be honest, the Commanders have shown they're not afraid to take calculated risks on veterans who still have something to prove. Just look at their recent moves with players like Carson Wentz, or even trading for other seasoned vets to bolster their roster. They've demonstrated a willingness to roll the dice if it means improving the team's chances of competing at a higher level. And with the NFC East so tightly contested, every upgrade counts. Now, some fans might wonder about the risks involved. Injuries have been a concern for Alexander, and no player is ever a guarantee to stay healthy. But the upside, a top-tier cornerback who can lock down half the field, could outweigh those risks. Especially if the Commanders are willing to accept some injury risk in exchange for a player who could drastically improve their pass defense. And don't forget, the NFC East is full of talented quarterbacks and receivers, so having a shutdown corner could be the difference in tight games that often decide playoff seeding. Looking at the broader picture, this potential move also shows how the Commanders are approaching this offseason with a clear strategy. They're not just looking for depth, they're targeting impact players, veterans who can bring leadership and experience to a relatively young secondary. Their defensive coordinator, Jack Del Rio, has always emphasized aggressive, versatile coverages, and adding a player like Alexander would fit perfectly into that scheme. It's about building a defense that can pressure the quarterback, create turnovers, and shut down the top offensive weapons of the division. And beyond just the immediate season, this kind of move could have long-term implications. If Alexander comes to Washington and performs well, he could be a cornerstone for the secondary for years to come. It's that kind of strategic investment that can set a franchise apart, not just in a single season, but in the years ahead. Plus, the leadership aspect can't be understated. A player with Alexander's experience and reputation can help mentor younger cornerbacks and elevate the entire unit. Of course, fans are always eager for updates, and the rumor mill is buzzing. The Packers are in a tricky spot. Do they keep Alexander and risk losing him for nothing in free agency, or do they move him now and recoup some draft capital? The decision will have a ripple effect across the league, and the Commanders are likely watching closely. This is the kind of offseason drama that can shape the NFC East for years to come. And as we wrap up, it's important to remember that the NFL is all about the next move. Whether it's a trade, a signing, or a draft pick, every decision can alter the course of a team's season. The Commanders have a window right now to make bold moves, and acquiring a player like Jaire Alexander could be that game-changing move. It's exciting to think about what this means for the upcoming season, how it can boost the defense, and how it fits into their broader goal of returning to playoff prominence and beyond. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let us continue with the big reveal. So, in conclusion, the Commanders are at a crossroads this offseason, and their decision on the cornerback position could define their future. Whether they land Alexander, pursue Ramsey, or find another gem in the market, the emphasis is clear. They want to strengthen their secondary, and they want impact players who can make an immediate difference. The NFC East is only getting more competitive, and Washington needs to keep pace if they want to challenge the Giants, Eagles, and Cowboys. The coming weeks will be crucial, and all eyes will be on how they navigate this important phase of their roster building. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. Do you think Alexander would be the perfect fit, or do you prefer they go all in on other options? Whatever your thoughts, share them. This is a community, and your voice is essential. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. We're in this together, and the best is yet to come for this team. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's keep the passion alive.